Alright, so for anybody who missed this story, we ended up with both a Tesla Model Y and a Model 3, both in pretty much the exact same configuration. They're both the long range out of the Fremont factory, and they were delivered a week apart. Both have the standard wheels, so on the Y it's the 19-inch, and on the 3 it's the 18, and they're both in deep space blue. So I want to do a quick comparison of the two and then explain how we decided which one we're actually going to keep and what we're going to do with the other one. Alright, so from the outside, you can tell that overall very similar between the 3 and the Y. They're on the exact same platform. The only difference is that the Y is a couple of inches wider than the 3 and a few inches taller. You can see up here in the front, you have pretty much exactly the same amount of space in both. The Y is a little bit deeper just because of the height of the car. So here's my arm for comparison. So we're at about elbow height there. And over here in the 3, only about halfway up my forearm. And then in overall heights, you can see I guess you can't see, but the 3 comes to about chest height here on me, and the Y is a bit higher, about neck height. Honestly, once you're in it, you don't feel all too much of a difference. Coming around to the trunks, so here in the 3, you have nice deep trunk. You've got this under trunk storage. There's the charger that came with it. And you can put the seats down, although you see in here, you can't actually do it from within. You have to go and do the manual latches on there. Whereas here in the Y, you actually have 2 spaces. So you've got this pretty deep under trunk storage, which is about the same as the 3. And then you've got this much shallower one, which is unique to the Y. And then you've also got these deeper pockets over here on the side and the buttons to actually put the seats down, which I won't do right now because the car seats are in there. In the Y, the center seat there is where you get most of the extra width. You see a car seat almost fits in that space. Whereas here in the 3, much more narrow center seat. You're much lower on the ground in the 3, not only because of the height of the car, but just the way the seats are too. So you can see here in the 3, they go almost flush down to the floor. Although I have the driving position of the seat pretty much as far down as it goes. And then here in the Y, you see the seats are actually on risers, so they're quite a bit higher up in the front. There's how much space you have with 3 car seats. Not very much. The Y is a little bit wider, so they're not quite as on top of each other as they are in the 3, but it honestly doesn't make that much of a difference, and there's still just barely enough room for all 3 of these in there. If you like these back of the seat covers, before I had tested them out on the 3 and they fit perfectly, but they work just as well here in the Y too. We actually moved over the floor mats that I had from the 3, so they're a little bit too narrow. And so you can actually get a sense of just how much wider the 3 actually is than the Y from here. And then I moved this car seat cover in here from the 3 also, but we're not really liking this one that much, so it's probably going back to Amazon soon. So then you see here in the back, single pane. Can't really get that in focus. There we go. Single pane of glass. Same thing in the 3. Up in the front, you actually have a double pane here, which is good for isolation of sound and keeping it nice and quiet for the driver and the passenger. And same thing here on the 3. I guess up in the front, pretty much exactly the same between the 2. Center console is exactly the same. Charging pads in both of them. Really the only difference is just that you're down further in the 3. But overall styling and everything, pretty much exactly the same. Three. This is the Y. So almost exactly the same. Just again more of a SUV feel with a little bit more depth in the seats here. All right, so back seat space in the 3 and the Y. I'm sitting here in the back, nice and cozy with the car seat, and the seat doesn't go up or down or anything, but you can see I have a lot of headroom here, so I can get my hand vertically this way and still have space here with the roof. You got about this much space here, so lots of room back here. And with the construction of the Y, you actually feel like you have a little bit more of the roof here than you do in the 3. All right, over here in the 3 now, it's actually not that different now that I'm in here. So I can still kind of do this, although I have to lean my head a little bit. And you got about this much space here with the sunroof, which in here, the pillar is actually up here in front of me. So it does restrict like my forward looking view a little bit. But the nice thing is up and over my head, there's absolutely nothing there. So it feels roomier than it even is. And then I've got the seat here all the way back where I drive. So I'm about 6'1". So the seat's fairly far back and I have all of this leg room still. So, not too bad in here, honestly. And then even in the middle, we've got room here for my legs. It's not quite as comfortable here. This is much more of like a bench kind of seat feeling where you have a little bit more of a bucket on the 2 like actual seats. So I wouldn't want to be sitting here like super long, but I'd be comfortable enough here for, a moderate length road trip. So lots of leg room here too. Going up here to the driver's seat. So you can see, tons of headroom here in this is the 3. Although I have my seat like pretty much all the way down. That's where I like to drive, but a lot of headroom here. And plenty of space for knees and legs and head, shoulders, knees and toes with the steering wheel here, and super comfortable up here. Much more of a sedan feel. All right, and over here in the Y, pretty similar. Got even more headroom here. I don't think I'm actually all the way down in here. And even more leg room and everything. So, definitely a little bit more spacey in here. Although not substantially so, I'd say, over the 3. All right, and both with the 3 and the Y, you have power lift and close trunks now, which is nice. And you can just see how deep it is here in the Y. Big reason that we are probably going to keep this one instead of the 3. So same thing here with this. Yeah, so we ended up with both of these. I had actually initially ordered the Y when we thought we would use it as sort of our family car to potentially replace our SUV that we've got. And much longer wait on it. So we ordered it about 7 months before it was actually going to be delivered. And then in the meantime, we decided we didn't really need that extra space. We've got, our big family 3-row 7-seater SUV, and we're going to cancel this order. So I went to do that and found that you actually can't switch between the different models with Tesla without canceling your order and putting in a new one. So I would have been out the deposit, the $250 deposit. So I decided I would just wait and, could always cancel the Y before actually taking delivery of it if that's what we wanted to do. So they both ended up getting delivered almost exactly at the same time. I ended up taking delivery of the Y about a week later just to spread it out a little bit and take care of finances and everything. But pretty much off the factory, like almost at the same time, I think. And so now we've had both of them for a couple of weeks. We took both down to Cape May, to the shore for our little family summer vacation. Drove them around there and kind of tested out, the cargo space and how convenient it would be for both of them. And then today we actually did another little short trip just in the Y to the beach here to see if we could fit all of our stuff in there. And we actually ended up fitting the wagon and 5 beach chairs, 2 adults, 3 kids, all 5 of us obviously, 2 boogie boards, an umbrella, all of their shovels and pails, their little surfer toys, a bunch of ball games, and who even knows, a bunch of blankets and towels and stuff too. So it was no problem fitting all of that, and it really showed like how convenient the Y actually is. So still got to do one last test, which is seeing if we can fit skis in it, so that we could take it for our ski trips and the road trips with those. But I think it looks pretty good, and we're also considering getting the roof rack on it to be able to take the skis too if we do like a whole family trip up to Vermont. So with all of that in mind, I ended up getting quotes for instant offers on selling these cars back to some of the big like resellers, and they both ended up coming back with almost the exact same profit margin. So the 3, I ended up getting an offer from Vroom for $61,888, and I had initially paid $53,000 for it. And the Y, I got an offer from Car Gurus, which was the best one, at $70,000, which was about this. Was it about $8,000 more than what we paid for it? So both of them ended up being somewhere in like the $8,000 to $9,000 range more. And so that didn't really factor into it too much, other than the fact that we're gonna sell one just because of that ridiculous profit on them. Considering the car just got delivered, it's incredible how much it has appreciated in value. But we don't need the 2 Teslas. We've got our gas SUV, although we haven't driven it in almost a month now because we've been using the Tesla so much. But no reason to keep both. So we're gonna end up selling back the 3. Should be happening this week, and keeping the Y. So congratulations, Y. I didn't think you were going to be the winner, but convenience factor and just the amount that we can tow in there, not tow, but the amount that we can carry in there, as well as how comfortable it is for all of us and the kids, was a big factor in it. And with the profit that we're making off of the 3, we feel like we're not paying an extra premium for the Y, and that we're still getting a good deal for that. So the Y is going to be sticking with us. Lots more videos to come with it. And sadly, the 3 is going to be saying goodbye soon. So if you've got any questions about it, want to see anything specific in an upcoming video, definitely let me know now before it's gone for good. And with that, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Definitely subscribe to see more upcoming reviews, road trips, and other news. And thanks for watching. Bye.